So because of the power of tariffs and the power that we have with tariffs, we, in many cases, won't even have to use them. That's how powerful they are and how good they are. But in many cases, we're not going to have to use them. And in many cases, countries that are charging massive tariffs are eliminating those tariffs. As you know, we have $250 billion at 25% interest with China right now, and we could go $267 billion more. And China wants to talk very badly. And I said, frankly, it's too early to talk. Can't talk now because they're not ready, because they've been ripping us for so many years. It doesn't happen that quickly. And if politically people force it too quickly, you're not going to make the right deal for our workers and for our country. But China wants to talk, and we want to talk to them. And we want them to help us with North Korea. We want them to continue to help us with North Korea. That's very important. The European Union, it's been very tough on the United States. Last year and for many years, they've lost in the vicinity of $150 billion a year. They have massive trade barriers. And they didn't want to come. They didn't want to talk. Jean-Claude, great business person, head of the European Union. Jean-Claude, my friend. I'd say, Jean-Claude, we want to make a deal. He goes, no, 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 we are very happy. I said, you may be happy, but I'm not happy because we have one of the worst deals of any group. We have one of the worst deals with the European Union. And they just didn't want to come because they were happy with the deal. I said, but we're not happy with the deal. And finally, after going through a whole process, I said, look, we're just going to put a tax of 20% on all of the millions of Mercedes and BMWs, all of the cars, the millions and millions of cars that they sell here that they won't take over there. Farm product that they won't take over there because there are barriers. You can't sell. You're not allowed to. Our farmers aren't allowed to sell over there many of their products, much of their products, most of them. And so I announced that we're going to put a 20% tariff, could be 25, on their cars coming in. And they immediately called and said, we'd like to start negotiations. And we're having a successful negotiation. We'll see what happens. Who knows? I always say, who knows? But we'll see. I have a feeling we'll be successful. A pillar of national security is economic security and trade. National security is not where we lose hundreds of billions of dollars a year. Over the last 5 years, we've averaged $800 billion a year loss on trade. How dumb is that? $800 billion. This group doesn't know about those numbers. I don't even want them to hear those numbers. But the United States in its trade deals has lost, on average, almost $800 billion a year. That's dealing with China, dealing with European Union, with everybody. Japan, Mexico-Canada, everybody. And we're not going to allow that to happen. But we have to have a strong manufacturing base and manufacturing sector. We need a thriving economy. Those are all really essential ingredients to national security. We can't allow what's been happening over the last 25 years to happen. We're building our military like never before. It will be the strongest it ever was. And all of those jets that are made and rockets and missiles and ships, they're all being made in the United States, jobs. Our economy is booming like never before. Jobless claims are at a 50-year low. The stock market is at an all-time high. Think of that. Over 50% since my election, 50%. People, the 401ks, and they have 401ks, and they were dying with them for years. Now they're so happy. I was telling the story I often tell of a policeman in New York came up. His wife was always very upset with him as an investor because he wasn't doing well with the 401ks. Now she thinks he's a genius because the numbers are so crazy.